As the Trump administration continues its investigation into the origins of the Wuhan virus, the radical Dems are teeing up another investigation of President Trump, if you can believe that. House Speaker Pelosi is signing Democrats to serve on the panel led by James Clyburn. Among them, Maxine Waters, Jamie Raskin, Carolyn Maloney. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy calls those appointments of the panel purely political, and he doubts Republicans will even participate. Well, joining us tonight is a member of the leadership, House Minority Whip, Steve Scalise. Congressman, it is great to have you with us. And let's start with that panel, the idea that Republicans would not participate. Your thoughts?
Well, Lou, I think when you list those names that you just mentioned, I mean, those were all people who have been very rabid, people that have been just focused on the impeachment of Donald Trump, regardless of fact. And, of course, they all voted for the hoax impeachment. And you're seeing this whole thing blow up with these latest papers that have come out that show that they were targeting Flynn. They tried to set him up. The dirty cops over at the FBI, I'm sure we'll talk about that. That's got to be dealt with. I wish they were focusing on that and cleaning up the problems within the FBI so that the vast majority of our FBI agents who do such a great job defending our country can be exonerated, but the bad cops need to be held accountable. And frankly, I think some need to go to jail. That's where the focus needs to be, holding China accountable, not this continuous drumbeat of just harassing the president. They've never wanted to work with him on anything. They just want to harass him every day. They impeached him. They'll probably try to do it again. Let's pull together and solve real problems. Let's focus on getting our economy back open so we can get Americans working safely, dealing with this virus, not just the daily drumbeat of trying to find something to beat the president up on.
You couldn't be more right about the Dems and these radical Dems and their investigations and hearings and nonsense that have one design, and that is to subvert the president of the United States and distract from his extraordinary achievements, historic achievements, in 3 years, despite their worst intentions possible. Let's turn to that very issue. I have to say to you, I'm proud of you and the rest of the leadership for considering, and I hope refusing, to participate in another absolute farce of a hearing or investigation that would be led by James Clyburn, who, by the way, I should remind everyone who might have forgotten, he's the one who basically turned it all around for Joe Biden. 4 members of those Democrats are already announced ardent, feverish supporters of Joe Biden. It just makes all the sense in the world not to participate. One of your colleagues yesterday, Devin Nunes, who I think has been the stalwart in your party for standing up for this president and against the politically corrupt, toxic FBI and Justice Department and special counsel, he suggested that not even to participate with left-wing news media outlets because it's just like walking into the DNC, I'm paraphrasing, walking into the DNC and sitting down for coffee while they take notes. Your thoughts?
Well, look, Devin Nunes has been right from the very beginning, and you can go back over years ago before the Mueller investigation even started, when Devin said, boy, he's seeing things that are really concerning within the FBI with people that have abused the FISA process. I saw some of that classified information, and it concerned me as well that enough wasn't being focused on people who abuse their power, Lou. You've highlighted this, but Devin was beating that drum from the very beginning. And, we saw others, of course, like Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows, who's now the chief of staff to the president, raising alarm bells. And the Democrats wanted to try not to expose it, but to cover it up. Because as it turned out, these were people that were very pro-Hillary Clinton, people that hated Donald Trump. And they were using their badge, in essence. These were FBI agents using their positions of power, abusing their positions of power to try to take down a candidate for president of the United States. And it continued when Donald Trump got elected. They literally tried to set Flynn up. Comey tried to set the president up. These people need to be held accountable. I don't think it stops at Strzok and Page. I think that's just the beginning. And the Durham investigation has been going on long enough. We've seen enough to know there are people that need to be brought to justice today. And I think a lot of these people are going to roll over on the folks higher up, and it may go as high as Comey. I wouldn't be surprised. This all happened under the Obama administration. I wonder if President Obama knew this was going on right under his nose with his FBI trying to take out a candidate for president of the United States. Nobody, Republican or Democrat candidate for president, should have agents of the FBI abusing their power to try to undermine an election in America. We're already concerned about Russia. We need to make sure we're doing enough to stop Russia, which, by the way, they tried to interfere with our election when Obama was president. But we shouldn't have our own law enforcement agencies doing it. There needs to be accountability. People need to go to jail, starting with Strzok at the top there.
And as you said, they need to go to jail. There's no question about it. This is about right and wrong, as well as what is lawful or unlawful to try to overthrow a president of the United States. It's an obvious conspiracy among
and entrapping
the radical
a general, going
Dems,
after good
the
people.
deep state. Yeah,
trying to tarnish
General
the names
Flynn,
of good people.
These documents
along the
that
way.
have been, and destroy them. Talk about the Democrats' fondness for the politics of destruction. This is case number one on that chart. Congressman, it's always good to have you with us. We thank you so much. We hope that everyone there in Louisiana is ready to get back to business. How soon do you think that'll happen?
Not soon enough. Look, we had a great flyover today, and just blocks from my house, Ochsner Hospital, one of those great places where our doctors and nurses, the frontline workers, are taking care of people. You know, New Orleans, of course, was a hotbed of coronavirus. And they did a flyover today. The president said he's going to do this in a lot of cities to pay tribute to our first responders and our hospital workers. B-52s and F-15s flying over. You could feel the roar and the thunder. I posted a video on my Facebook page, and over on Twitter, we sent out a video of this flyover, and it gives you goosebumps. It reminds you of just what's great about America. People are ready to start getting out, knowing we're going to be doing things safely. This isn't about taking risks or letting our foot off the gas. It's about saying we know that this disease is out there, but we're America. We need to start opening our business again. People want to start getting back to work again, using safer protocols. But we can't keep this economy shut down for another month or 2 months and think that there's going to be something to go back to that we would want to see. We've got to start getting this going. And it was a great tribute today to see that flyover. President Trump is leading the way, and this was another good example of how the president supports those who are supporting us, our first responders and our hospital workers.
Yeah, it's a great tribute from the Air Force, from the Navy, and of course the Marines. It's just it's terrific to honor all of the folks who are working the healthcare. Did I leave out the Air Force? Shame on me. Thunderbirds and B-52s all go together with those F-15s. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Congressman Steve Scalise.
Great being with you, Lou.